Well, hello there. I hope everybody's doing good. Welcome to another live stream. Here we are in beautiful downtown Atascadero, California. And coming to you, Wes is here, Gail's here, and we're all here. It's like the Nelson family. Hello, Severson family. Yes, we're the Nelsons. That irrepressible Ricky. Anyway, that was a little tune called Stop That Blues. And that's something I cooked up a long, long time ago to play some blues with. And I wanted to show this guitar. It's a Heritage 535, and I bought this at a guitar show about 6 months ago. Well, maybe not quite that long, 3 or 4 months ago. And I put it up for sale last night, and somebody bought it, and so now I gotta send it to them. But it's a nice axe, man. I like these. This thing is solid as can be. But anyway, it's going bye-bye, but I have a brand new one coming to me. I just got a notice yesterday. You know, what happens is you get a bill. You get a bill from Heritage or Eastman or something, and all of a sudden it says, okay, pay this much, and you get it, and you get this guitar. Okay. So you kind of do it, and there you have it. But this one, yeah, somebody bought last night. I would like for us to do a little comparison, if we could, on this and my my 347. So let's just take a listen to them in a minute. Okay, so already it looks like I transcribed all the things you are solo, Grant Green. But I can't see where the phrases start and where they end. Any advice? Usually you can tell if you hummed it and you had to take a breath. Maybe that's where the phrase starts and ends. Could be a real long phrase, you know. It could be a few little short phrases stuck together. So that was David. Oh, David. Hi, David. That was Lycan. Guitarist stressed. Hi, Ann. How's it good? How's it going? This is a walnut. The one that's coming in is a sunburst. These are tens. Anyway, so that's the name of that tune. I've gotten a bunch of guitars, and it's like they come and go really quick. And then some of them I get and I got to work on, and I've been really slow about working on them. I got an L4 a couple of weeks ago, and all I've done is clean it, which it took a long time. I need to do some things to it. And then I got this Howard Roberts. It needs a couple things done to it. And we'll show that guitar in a minute. Ann says, I miss you. Well, you too, Ann. Haven't seen you in a while. You'll have to make a trip to California. I believe you're in Canada, right? Yeah, you want to come down for some heat. So, Wes, what's up with you? What's up with you this morning?
Not a lot. I'm here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is everything working?
Everything appears to be working. Yeah, which is great. No running around with Zoom interviews. Those are tough. So,
Oh, yeah.
so yeah, just normal morning for me. Let me turn my mic up a little bit, and yeah.
All right, well, tell you what, let's do this with this guitar, okay? All right, here is the five. You just heard it playing. And here it is without distortion. Front pickup, we're just. Wow, I had that a lot louder, didn't I? And here's the back pickup. Let me turn that down a little bit. And the middle position. Well, you got to have them both up to hear it. All right, now I'm going to play the 347. Now, it does have a little bit lighter string, and it is an older set of strings on this, so it might not be a fair comparison. But this has a Bigsby, and it weighs a ton. Bigsby, Arizona, that's where we want to go. All right. Let's hear this with a little distortion, shall we? Right away, I want to say I'm going to lift this pick guard up. Let's hear it without distortion. Front pickup. Here's the back pickup. A little different, huh? It's not as bright. Here's the middle position. All right, which one sounds better? Could you guys let me know? I would appreciate that. Sorry to put so much pressure on you to make those calls, but I would like to know.
I mean, just off the bat, they're a lot. They're different. They sound different.
They do.
Yeah, they have a different.
Which one sounds better?
I like that one better. I think the Gibson is better in my opinion. It sounds more warmer maybe, and a little more like old school kind of.
Huh, interesting.
And then I think the other one just sounds more kind of just
new school.
like you bought, like it's a newer guitar. How old is that Gibson?
70s.
Yeah. So I wonder if.
I'm gonna turn my fan on.
Yeah, I wonder if that has to do with anything there. If it's older, but it just sounds older.
It does.
Sounds older and yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you for helping me make that decision because I've been stressing out about this. I stress out about these things, you know. I wrestle with this. Should I keep this? Should I let it go? Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, the 535 is bright. Really? Oh, well, that's interesting because in your hands, it's just the opposite, honey. To me, it's weird. Remember, Phil Kagi said that he was at a show one time, and Phil came in and he wanted to play my guitar, and he said, "Wow, this guitar sure sounds different in your hands than it does out there," and that's true. Well, I guess I'll keep the 347. I had somebody want to buy it, and I almost sold it, and I thought, I'd get it.
I mean, isn't that harder that you don't see a 347? You see, 335s everywhere. But
A lot less 347s. And plus,
what's
it's got
the difference?
Well, it's got 12 more. See, 347 minus 335 is 12. So it's got a dozen more.
Yeah, a dozen more what? Nothing?
Okay, well, this has,
Grains of
number
wood.
one, it's got a maple neck. That's three-piece. And it's also got a thing of brass under here. Some kind of piece of brass under there. It's got a coil splitter. And, of course, it's got ebony fretboard. Of course, that had an ebony fretboard. And it's got a brass nut. And so it's a little different. And it's, so, yeah, it's a little different.
A brass nut? That's kind of, I've never heard of that.
Really?
That's a thing?
Yeah. It was supposed to give you more sustain. More metal on your guitar. You play more heavy metal.
Huh.
It's the same size as a 335. They're all the same there.
So what is the main difference besides the number? Is it,
Well, it's got a coil splitter. It's got an ebony fretboard. It's got the inlays.
those 335 doesn't have any of that?
No. And it's got the three-piece maple neck. And the brass nut and piece of brass under the bridge is what I've always heard. So anyway, this was a second, and I bought it, and I don't know if you can see it, but it says second there. You see that, Wes? See right there, it says second.
Oh, yeah.
And back in the period, I called up Mitch Holder because I thought, I said, I'm looking at this, and I don't see why that this would be a second. Although I bought this used, so it had dings and stuff. And he said, well, don't worry about it because back then they were stamping them seconds so they could lower the price to their dealers to compete with the Japanese stuff. So instead of all of a sudden saying, okay, 335s now are going to be 25% cheaper, they take a batch of them and stamp second on it and say, oh, it's got a finish flaw. We can't sell it as new, but we'll sell it at 25% or whatever the number was, so you can compete with Ibanez, which I thought was a smart idea.
So that 347 is better than a 335.
Well, maybe not. It's got more bells and whistles, but like I said, man, every guitar sounds different, and we're going to show that, by the way, in a second, even within the same models. But this, 335 sounds different. I had a 335 for decades, 68. It was a love-hate thing. I sold it, and then I bought it back. Then I sold it again. So, Kirby, what's happening, Kirby? How's it going? Are you working or are you retired now? Or you're still in Kentucky, aren't you? Kirby, bring back some of that Kentucky bourbon, man. Better is the ear of the owner of the guitar. Better is the ear of the owner. Yeah, well, that's good. Dave agrees with Gail. No, I don't think I have any guitars that I still have when I was in my 20s. I wish I did, but I don't. You know, you sell them.
What was your very first guitar?
That my mom bought was a 64 Telecaster. Yeah, it was a good one. I guess, you know, I had ruined it. I had refinished it, and then I ruined the pickup. Pickup had to be replaced and stuff. Whatever. So anyway, Wilford from Paris is with us. Wilfried. Is that what that is? Paris, France. A friend of mine just got back from Paris. He loved it. We've been there. We'd like to go back one of these days. I hear they love jazz music in Paris. Is that correct? I know when we went back, I dug the radio because the radio would play it was all public radio, so they would play a Beatle tune, a Bach tune, a jazz tune. You know, they mixed it up so incredible. It was really nice. And I don't think there were any commercials, which is way different than American radio. So check this out. This is, I don't know, Wes, you have to turn that on, I guess. This is a Dwayne Eddy. Anyway, I've always liked these. Ted Green always said this is the best guitar ever made, the Gildwin Eddy. And boy, it's got a sweet little sound. Now these are 10s, I believe, or 9s actually, because I was going to play some blues on this. You know what? I had to play some blues on this just to, well, I'll do that in a minute. But look at that. This guitar with the Bigsby on it has no down pressure on the bridge. Can you see that? How it's just straight? And I think that's problematic, to be honest. There's not enough pressure on that. So I've been looking for a different Bigsby vibrato, the kind that pushes the strings down towards the top, like this one. You see this? See how that does that? Pushes the strings down to the top of the guitar, that extra bar going across there. That way you get more down pressure on the bridge. So, so what you have to do though, you have to drill a hole in the top because to keep that, you know, you got to put screw holes in it. So I'm just kind of wondering about that too. Isn't that a pretty sound though? Let's play this song. No, we'll play that in a minute. Never mind.
Who's Dwayne Eddy? Was he a country guy or?
Dwayne Eddy, yeah, man. He wasn't a country guy. He was a instrumentalist pop music. I mean, he became country, you know. But that tune I tried to play. Rebel Rouser.
Right.
You ever heard that? Yeah.
That's like quasi surf. Isn't
Well, it was pre-surf.
That thing definitely has a unique unique sound.
Hey, I've got this song planned. Let's see if we can whip it out here. This is the wrong guitar for this tune, but that's okay because the song was actually done on a Telecaster. And this is all right, get ready, Wes, because this track is going to be loud or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Here we go. Hold it. Maybe we better try this again. Are you?
Your thing is up super loud.
It was this? Oh, yeah.
It's you blowing out your own speakers. I don't know.
I was overloading. Let's try it again. Try it again. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you about your new speakers back there. They're like,
I don't think it was the speaker. It was overloading.
We never had the problem of it blowing out with the older speakers like that. Maybe these things have like a limiter on them or something.
Yeah. Anyway, well, let's play something a little more decent. How about, it's 4th of July. something like that. Anyway, that arrangement is available on the website. I guess I ought to check it out. I played that song for a long time, but you got to keep up on this stuff. Let's see. I mean that last chord, not the guitar, is okay too. Do you ever use a Bigsby in jazz? Probably not. I've never seen anybody use it. Yeah. So anyway, this Dwayne Eddy, what a trip. Let's play some blues with it, Wes. See what happens. Can we go back to that other? Whoops.
Yeah, isn't that like a 340 or 335 kind of?
Pretty much. It's more like a.
It's a little fatter, right?
It's a laminate Birdland. It's 17-inch. It's laminated. They make a DE 400 and a DE 500. A 500 is gold hardware and prettier, more binding and everything, but it's the same body pretty much, is what I've read. This is rosewood fretboard, and there you have it. Let's see if we can get this going here. Let's see. It's almost got a Strat sound, isn't it? Let's see. Let's try a. Let me find a track here. So, you know, that's why it's strung with these strings, is because I was going to, you know, play some blues with it, but then, you know, it's because of the down pressure. Your bending is not very good. There's not enough down pressure over here. I don't know if it works well for blues or not. I don't know. What do you guys think? Maybe not. I don't know.
I mean, I thought it sounded good. It sounds running the audio board back here. It's at least more balanced than all the other ones. The other ones, you flip a knob or the switch, and it's like, and it's like
Oh,
huge volume differences on each thing. But that
Yeah.
one stays nice and level the whole time.
interesting.
Yeah, I thought that one sounded good for sure. At least it has character.
It does have character. Kind of. Whoa. Verb City.
I mean, in my opinion, guilds sound better than most of the other guitars.
You can't say that, Wes.
Every time we do videos and stuff, you'll play 5 guitars, and always the best sounding one out of all 5 is always the guild.
Isn't that weird?
They always just have more character, more life, more
Huh.
yeah,
Well,
personality.
well, yeah. Well,
Like the other day, we did 5 videos,
right, that's true.
and the 1955 guild blew all of them out of the water.
Yeah.
I thought, at least. I mean, you might not.
No,
Which that video is going to come out tomorrow, so you'll see it for yourself. This 1955 guild. That's
Yeah.
just nothing too special, it seemed like, but gosh, it sounded way
And
better.
that was a student guitar. Crazy. This guy's forward unto yarn says feels like a like a '60s bar. Interesting. Stevie Van Hendricks. Wow. Oh, Stevie Von Hendricks. That's cool. Like this. Why? Not sure why variato arms not more frequently used. Yeah, that's a good point. You got that. You got that option to use it, don't you? So anyway, we were going to do. I was going to do. All right, I wanted to show. You know, we got the Frank Vignolia guitar, not Vig, Vignol.
Vignola.
Vig. Well, the G is silent. Vignola. That's what I get. That's what I've been told.
You always say Nolia.
Nolia,
That's not.
like canola.
That's no, like canolia. It's Nola, right?
Nola. Okay.
Noya.
This particular instrument.
I mean, you're probably the worst person I know with names. Like, I've never.
Well, that's true. You should have seen me taking roll at GIT.
That's
When you got-
cringe-worthy.
All these kids from Japan and Russia and Germany and France, and it was a nightmare. I couldn't even do it. Finally, I got a student to do it. Yeah. So, is this guy on?
Here you go.
I think that's the volume, and this is tone. Is that right? Yeah. Yeah, this is. Hi, Bill Court. Thanks for joining us. This has the slotted headstock, like for an acoustic guitar. I don't know what the theory is behind it for an acoustic nylon, but some guitars are made like this. Supposedly it would help. This kind of rings a little bit. I don't know what the theory is. All I know is it's a pain in the ass to restring it. But other than that, I think it's pretty. And I've been really digging this guitar. Anyway, it's kind of like a gypsy jazz thing, you know. I did a gypsy jazz gig the other day. It was really, really fun with a guy that he called me up and lives in Santa Barbara. His name's John Crux. Forget how to pronounce his last name, of course.
Shocker.
Well, it's G-O-U-X. How do you pronounce that?
Grux?
Drux. Grux?
Yeah, it's a G makes a G sound.
Oh.
Not a D. D makes a duh.
Oh, I see. Gux.
Well, there's an R. So
No, there's no R in it.
you said G-R-U-X.
No, G-O-U. G-O-U-X.
Yeah, that you should ask him how to say that, because that's a weird one.
Anyway, let's see. Where are we at, Wes?
I don't know.
Let's do, let's see. Since I have this guitar, I want to play another song.
Yeah.
Greatest Thy Faithful.
Hey, is that guitar up all the way at the volume?
Oh, let me see.
Because it feels low on my board. I'm like trying to peg you out, and it's just not.
Oh, no.
There we go. Thank you.
How's that?
That's way better.
anyway, that was a tune called "Great Is Thy Faithfulness," and so Gail says the volume with the volume up on this, it rings out like a 12-string. Huh, interesting. Almost the same as "Great Is Thy Faithfulness," isn't it, huh? Want me back. Okay, let's see where we at. Let's see, better with the volume up. Thank you, Bill. Good. Humid, PA. I didn't know that was a town. Got the Eastman trademark high-end jingle that I love. The lawyers definitely sound way better than the old knockoff Benedetto pickups Eastman used to use. That's true. This is Johnny Smith lawyer pickup. Rich, some people believe the Gibson L5 and the Benedetto arch chops. I just spent $300 fixing my nose and now my mouth doesn't work. Believe the L5 and the Benedetto archtops are the jazz guitars that all others should be judged by. What do you think? Well, that is a very good question, and I think they're right. I don't know about the Benedettos, but the L5 was the first, so, you know, everything goes by the sound of the L5. A lot of guys, Jim Hall included, didn't like the L5. And Wes Montgomery is the one that really brought that L5 into being, I think, you know. Reason is L5, you know, a lot of times the amps, when you play with a band, you really can't hear the nuances of an L5 because it has to be in a controlled circumstance where you can hear every nuance of the instrument and it sounds great. A lot of times if you're playing in a loud band or you know, you can't hear all those cool sounds, so then you just kind of get a crappy tone out of it. Eastman archtops are based on Benedettos. I don't know, they're all kind of the same, you know. The Benedettos have an interesting little scoop right here on the archtop. Bob Benedetto, wonderful guy, and what an innovator. All right, so Wes, what's going on here? Come on, man.
I don't know. Why don't you look at your rundown? You got a lesson on blues scale shapes?
Yes. Well, blues scale shapes. Yeah, let's do that. Want to do that?
Yeah, or you got those two Howard Roberts behind you. I thought we were going to see those.
Yeah, let's do those. Okay, I'm going to unplug this, okay? Get ready.
Yep, go ahead.
All right, so I've got two Howard Roberts here. This one, I've had another Howard Roberts. And I was talking about this Gypsy Jazz gig. I brought this to the gig to do it because the guy who hired me, John, this is the whole point of bringing up his name, is a fella that was taking lessons from Mitch Holder at the same time I was, apparently, in the early 70s. And Mitch had a black Howard Roberts, but his was a custom. And we were talking about that we both were envious over this guitar. As a matter of fact, Howard Roberts himself was envious of the guitar because Howard wanted to buy it from Mitch. And so there was something special about that guitar. On this guitar, so I brought this to show him, and he thought it was cool, and I thought it sounded fantastic on the gig. It's got the Johnny Smith pickup, solid spruce top. It's got the hole there, and solid mahogany, sides and back and neck. And remember the first one I had, Wes?
Yeah. Yeah, the one that I broke?
Yes, the one you broke, yes.
Yeah.
Wes got up real fast from a chair, and I had it on a stand and knocked it over and the headstock snapped. You know, you raise 4 kids, nothing ever happens to your guitars. When you're 30 years old, you knock my guitar over. What the hell, Wes? What are you looking at, Wes?
Yeah, that was tough, for sure.
Anyway, whatever. Stuff happens. Anyway, so here is this one. Take a listen to this. Let's play a tune on this. Let's see. So this is a 66. It's pretty lacquered up, this particular guitar. You know, it's black, so it's painted black or
does that thing have a longer, like, scale length? Because that
No.
thing looks like the neck is super long. And even, like, when I just was trying to get the shot, I had to, like, zoom out just to get the whole thing
no.
in there compared to that Frank Vignola one.
Oh well, that could be just where it joins the body. Could be, but actually this is a longer neck.
Really?
This is 25.5 inch scale. This is 24 3/4. All right, here's this one. Now I got this one, and this one you can see now it's mahogany, and but it's been I think it's been shot with some overspray. It's been shot with some lacquer. I don't remember them being this shiny. And I know on my other one, somebody had done that as well and did a terrible job. But they might have done it on this one. I don't know. It's kind of a funky sunburst color, isn't it? But it's a cool guitar. So you tell me if there's any difference in the sound. Well, for one, the volume is either on or off. Let me do something else. Let's see. Well, hear any difference? Did you hear any difference, Wes?
I think that one, the one you have, the one you're using now, is a clearer.
It is.
It's a little more clarity. The sound tone isn't all that much different though, but that one kind of breaks through a little more. Whereas the other one just was maybe a little dull, more dull, kind of.
Dull?
Dull.
Yeah, I hear you. Oh, interesting.
What's the year difference on them?
I think they're the same year. This one might be, that one's a 66. This might be a 68. I'm not sure. But listen. When you hear top on the top, you can hear you hear this one's lower.
Yeah.
And that trip. Maybe I need to, let's do a tap comparison. Unplug this thing, Wes. All right, so here's this one. Tapping. Did you get that?
Yeah, I should figure out how to do replay on here.
And now I'll do this.
Oh yeah, way different.
This one's higher, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like brighter
Yeah.
too.
What a trip, huh? So even within, because these are hand-built guitars,
Are they different wood?
no,
Huh.
spruce top, both spruce tops, but they're handmade, they're hand carved. They weren't using machines back then.
You think that paint has something to do with it?
It does. It does have something to do with it. Yes, absolutely.
I mean, that's some thick black paint there. Because you can't.
Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes you can see the grain through the paint.
Right.
Like that thing is just flat. That's just covered.
Yeah. The Sunburst Howard Roberts is a 68, I believe. Or 66 or 68.
And then aren't you getting a Gibson?
Yeah, that's right. I'm getting a Gibson one. It's a Howard Roberts Gibson one that I need to get a new pick guard for, but it's coming in, and I should be getting it Friday. Oh, no, excuse me, next Tuesday.
What else do you have coming?
I have Blonde Eastman 805, which those are nice guitars. So it should be good. Sunburst Howard is definitely brighter, good for playing with a keyboard. Black Howard is deeper, woodier, good for a trio. Oh, good. Well, gosh, Gil, that's a good reason to keep them both. Who needs two Howard Roberts, for crying out loud? But anyway, that's all right. Wes, you got any guitar news? Oh,
Yeah.
was I going to do a lesson now, or?
You could do whatever you want. What do you want to do?
Why don't you do a news? Do you need time?
I could put it together here.
Okay.
Let's see here. Stand by. All right. Let's see. Let me get this in order here. All right. So yeah, not a lot today. Not definitely not a lot of important stuff either.
Yeah, most of the guitar news is super important.
Yeah, exactly. Tom said I must have missed Rich's overview of the 335 looking Heritage in the background. Yes, he did. That was the first thing we did today was talk about the blues. So you had to restart that replay. Anyway, yeah. So not a lot of important stuff here, but some funny stuff. So you know that emoji, the hand over the face. That's a good one for this first story here. Big Bang Theory, how Sheldon has that show on there, Fun with Flags.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, the band Kiss should probably start watching that so they can avoid cringe-worthy moments like the one that happened a few nights ago on their tour. They're playing a show in Vienna, Austria, and at the end of the show, they showed this.
Kiss loves you, Vienna.
Yeah, so seems fine. Except the only problem is that the flag with the Kiss emblem is Australia, not Austria. So naturally, like people kind of gave them some booze and weren't super happy about it. Here's what they look like there. Way different. The flags are totally different. Yeah, so it's kind
Okay.
of like Dumb and Dumber, where that one moment in the show or in the movie where he's like, Austria, good day, mate. Let's put another shrimp on the barbie. Yeah. So, anyways, that's what they look like side by side. Kiss has yet to comment on the on what happened. They haven't said sorry about it either. But this isn't the first time that Kiss has suffered a geographical blunder. This one was from last year here, where they misspelled the word Cincinnati on the back of the shirt. It's got two T's here, but the real spelling of it only has one. And this was like the official
Sure.
tour specific shirt, where I'm sure they didn't sell a whole lot of these, or maybe they did. Maybe they did sell a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Because it's got the misspelling of your city. So don't do that. And when next time you go on tour, make sure you
right.
get the right flag, because yeah.
Fun with flags.
Next story here. So there's this old punk band called the Misfits. You've heard of them, right?
Oh, of course.
You're a big fan.
Well, wasn't
Glenn
that
Danzig?
The Misfits was a cowboy movie.
Yeah. Well, it later turned into a punk band in the late '70s, early '80s. They're big. They're still going strong, even though some of the members are in their 60s. Their guitarist, who goes by Doyle Wolfgang von Frankenstein,
Wow.
has unveiled his new company called Von Frankenstein Monster Gear. It's basically a new guitar string company. They teamed up with the string maker Sheptone on this project. But there's one thing that's pretty interesting about these strings is the company says that they are guaranteed not to break. Guaranteed not to break. So that's Doyle right there.
Yeah, that guy's ripped. Or do you think he's wearing something?
He's definitely in good shape. I think there's some Photoshop, major Photoshop going on, because he's pretty old for sure. But they use this very durable type of nickel plating to ensure that they won't break on you. The company also says that they proudly rejected mass production of strings for this project. They say that each string is individually made on a U.S. workbench. So
That's scary.
they're not using any like huge machinery to like get this done. They're not mass producing it. They're meticulously handcrafted, which they say adds to the durability. And they're not that expensive. I mean, this set goes for $13.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't seem outrageous for a set of like handmade guitar strings. But so Doyle says that these strings are far superior to anything I've used before. We went through many different alloys and configurations to find the perfect combination of crushing tone, strength, durability, and most of all, feel. So he says, for the first time ever, my hands did not cramp after a show. So have you ever heard of that? Like happen, like you put strings on and it's easier on your hands to play?
Well, it's got to be lighter gauge. Yeah, I've noticed it. I noticed it with Diodario and Ernie Ball strings. I grew up with Ernie Ball strings, and if you get a 48, let's say, in the bass on an Ernie Ball strings, it seems the string that they wrap it with is a little bigger. The winds aren't as tight. So on Diodario, it's got tight winds, real tight winds. And I don't like those as much. I like the old Ernie Balls. So, it's all about core and the wrap. You can take a core that's smaller and put a larger wrap on it, and then you get the same string gauge, but it's going to feel lighter because the core isn't as big.
Right.
It's like the core of a flat wound string is much bigger than the core of a round wound string.
Right. Interesting. So yeah, I mean, you're trying to make
Very interesting.
you have your string sets that you sell.
That's
Maybe
correct.
maybe you could team up with Von Frankenstein Monster Gear, and then you could get your photo, one of these photos like this. We can
Wouldn't that be cool?
Photoshop a 6-pack on you.
Oh, you wouldn't have to. You wouldn't have to finish. I got a 6-pack.
And you could maybe paint your face white too.
I can do that.
And you put some cool writing on the package. I should have based your label when I made the label for your strings off of, this.
Yeah. That would have been good.
All right. Anyway, moving on. So I tried to bring you this story last week, but unfortunately,
We crashed and burned.
oh no, your mom just said buffering. Oh yeah. But now
All
We're
right, you
back.
better hurry up.
we're back. Yeah, right now seems like the danger zone time.
See,
of
it's
when
gonna
we-
it's gonna end.
No, it's not. I think I figured it out this time. So anyway, many of you who like this channel we're a lot of us fans of surf guitar. I know I love surf guitar.
Mhm,
You love
yes.
surf guitar.
Yes.
Well, did you know that you might also be a fan of heavy metal? Because there's a pretty interesting correlation between heavy metal and surf guitar, especially this specific type of heavy metal called black metal. So take a look. This guy right here, Kevin Balk, he and they sound great. They sound like cool surf tunes.
True. Hey, Jimmy Rolfe, you listening to this?
All right, so yeah, it's pretty cool. I think that the guy's onto something here because, yeah,
Yeah, that's-
I'm digging it. I dig it. I think these actually sound better in the surf tone because you can actually hear
can hear the notes.
hear what they're doing.
Yeah.
In some of the heavier songs, it just sounds like a bunch of crunching going on. And then and then on top of that, you also got the drummer going on the double bass pedal. So yeah, it's pretty trippy. All right, so
You still on?
Are we? Did we get booted?
I don't think so.
I don't know. I'm trying to see what's going on here. Hold on. It seems like we're still on. Anyway, so and then finally got one last story for you guys here, and this one is also kind of funny. So many of us want to, you want to be famous, right, for playing guitar, for using your guitar.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah, most of us, it's just not a reality. We're not good. We're never going to be famous playing our guitar. But there might be a way where you could get famous still using your guitar. So check out this guy. This guy decided to break the Guinness World Record for balancing a guitar on his chin. Look at that.
Wow.
Look at this guy. He's just, that's a guitar balanced on his chin. David, this happened in Boise,